We really didn't have any great idea what to call ourselves. Like everything we thought, it just didn't sound right, you know. And
Still doesn't.
and now nobody knows what we're saying when we say the band. So thanks, Gus.
It's a lighthouse, guys. Come on.
Yeah. This one up the front keeps shouting, "Will you sing Home to Donegal?" And I'm actually singing it. You know what I mean? I'm singing it right now.
Okay, we're here at a very special Christmas episode of Valtos in Session. We're joined by Martyn, Alec, and Scott from Skerryvore. Woo! Woo! How are we doing?
Good, thanks.
Thanks for coming in once again to Scott's wonderful studio, some studios. So you are now 4-time winners of the Trad Award Live Act of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very surprised, I have to say, but an honour.
Fun night.
I think
Think
it
you
was
know that.
I think it was a fun night. I think so.
We were all there.
We had a few drams.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was, for anyone that wasn't there, we were sat right behind the boys, so we got front row seats to the win,
Yeah.
which was good.
And I was first
Well,
getting
really
passed
good.
back and forth. Which was
Yep,
good.
thankfully we didn't win. Sabotaged by Martyn over here.
Yeah, I was thinking that kind of the whole time. It's just like, you remember if you do win, you have to sort of say
speak,
something
yeah.
sensible. But luckily we've got our Dan in the band who I just sort of make do stuff like that. Just like, I've got 2 steaming Dan, you're going to need to say something here.
I think you did actually say that to him, didn't
I
you?
did. It was like Dan, like I wasn't thinking we were going to win this, and you're going to have to talk.
That's exactly what I said to him, apart from that we're going to win it. But I was like, in the off chance that we accidentally win, can you please speak
You-
first?
You say something.
Oh, I would just bad nightmare. See, if, like, I got left to me and what we'd been drinking that day, like, I'd have been an absolute stuttering mess.
I did it one year, but I'd sort of convinced myself before I had a few drinks that I knew what to say.
Yeah.
This time I just hadn't really prepared at all, and was like, this will be embarrassing, you know.
You should have done the same speech from the previous time.
Aye,
Exactly the same.
verbatim, just sort of deja vu. Yeah.
Won it for the 3rd time. It's not the 4th time. Yeah. And nobody told us John Swinney was going to be in the room. I think you guys knew. Nobody told us, which was cool.
Ah, that's cool. No, he spoke really well.
He did speak
He's
really well,
a lovely guy. So.
Yeah, I was speaking to him after, and I made the comment, what did I say? What are they doing in Ireland? Universal basic income for the arts?
Yeah.
I was like, is it time for that? And he went, no, it wouldn't work. And I was like, right, okay, fair enough.
Get a word with him.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Good way to sort of finish the 20-year celebration. So.
yeah, I was actually we're gonna go straight onto that. 20 years of Skerryvore this year. Floors Castle. Thanks for having us along. How was the day for you?
Brilliant. I think we're obviously you're quite nervous putting something like that on, and certainly in Scotland when you're battling the elements of you don't know what the weather's going to do, but like everything just kind of all fell into place on the day, and the weather was great. The site looked amazing.
Yeah.
With the castle in the background and stuff, and it was amazing. Just all went like that though. All the work it was into,
yeah.
and then it's like done.
It's one of those things where it's like you knew it was probably going to be the best gig you were ever going to do because you've got everything you want the way you want it and all that. And like you knew that you were going to have to do a gig after it that wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
But it's just like classic, just like on a total high, classic Skerryvore. 20 years you've made it, then right back into some gig where there's like nobody there, just like somewhere in America.
I think that's a humbling
It
experience.
was very
yeah,
humbling.
yeah.
Just like one of our American gigs that hadn't sold well or something to like a couple of hundred people, and you're like,
You're off to play.
I'm not that good,
Luxembourg.
boys. Not that good.
Yeah. No, it was actually. I feel like we barely saw you that day. Actually, I mean, you were busy, you were doing things, but some amount of crack. So the amount of people you had backstage that were just like Trail West were there. Who was else? The Eves were there.
Yeah.
Just a
Big squad, yeah.
big squad of great people.
We
it
did
was
a lot
such
of
a good
folk.
day.
We just kind of a lot of folk that wanted to be there. Was that even like the family and stuff, and loads of folk that came from the States that were
Yeah.
pretty close with and stuff. So it was amazing just to have everybody there, and we kind of set up a wee backstage sort of bar thing, wasn't it, for everybody to be at. It was good.
It was one of those ones that's like having your own like birthday party. You feel bad because you don't actually get to say very much to anybody.
Yeah, 20 seconds.
You just
to
know
everybody.
everybody there, so you're just like, all right, someone else is trying to chat to you. So it's amazing having them all there, but then you feel bad. You're
Yeah.
like, it's just such a blur,
Yeah.
So you have to go and have a party at the park bar the next day, so you can try and talk. So you can try and talk to people.
More than 5 minutes with somebody. Yeah. It did feel a little bit like that, but yeah. Again, thanks for having us part of that. It was such a
it's
good day.
great.
Biggest crowd we'd played.
Very much so.
Very much so.
I feel like we definitely got crowbarred in onto
Yeah,
that
I
stage.
know,
Sure, like we
appreciate
did
that, yeah.
not earn this at all. And as you say, the American crowd, there was quite a big chunk of Americans there, which is quite an interesting thing. We're very lucky to go over and play in America, and half the folk that were there were at that Floors gig, and it was really interesting. And they were so enthusiastic about seeing you, and then we're very lucky to be on that stage as well.
Here, what a
Yeah.
cheat code, by the way. So we're at one of these things, as you know, to try and get festival bookings.
Yeah.
Not interested, and then you go, oh, do you know Skerryvore? Oh, you know Skerryvore? Here's my card. It was like, okay,
Yeah, we know
cool.
Skerryvore. Yeah.
I've done a few of those things over the years, out the showcases and stuff. But,
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah. Are you going to do anything like that again, do you think? 40 years. No, I'm joking, but like...
but lucky VC 40 after the last couple of days, haven't I?
You've obviously got a few big gigs coming up, but you got your eyes set on kind of... Like that was... How would you put it? That was like a day, like an event,
Yeah.
as opposed to just like a gig.
Yeah,
Do you think
but
you would do something
I
like
think
that
we'll
again?
always try and do like a big day festival or something for
Yeah.
the major years, you know. So I don't know. Would you do one at 25?
25 is probably the next
Yeah,
one. I
that
would
does
say.
seem like it would be like logical as well. But
I think-
it depends what you got going on
Ah.
that year. It would be amazing as well if we could bring back like Oban Live, if we could bring something like that
Yeah,
back
That's
again, because
interesting, actually. Yeah,
loads
yeah.
of folk ask us
Yeah.
about that. So if you did something like that, it might clash, and it's hard to tell
It's hard
just now.
to- I think the thing with doing the castle is like, because we've got such an international following, that we wanted to do something that was kind of spectacular for them to come, because we probably could have just done like a big massive venue, or you know, you could have done like Glasgow Green or something like that. But it was just sort of, if it's like you want to, we knew the amount of folk that were going to travel, so they need to make this an app like a,
Yeah, yeah.
a sort of experience for them. You know,
Spectacular,
it's like,
Rather than just a big tent.
aye, we should, aye,
something
totally.
bigger.
But it should have
Yeah.
been safer, because at least that way, if it does piss down, then we're all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Yeah, have one in the wings.
I think you're safe to be off the hook for a little while,
little
to
while,
not
yeah.
worry about that. You know, you've done quite an exceptional year, and you're not really getting much peace next year, particularly with the.
January's a bit quiet at the start, which is good.
Yeah.
So we've got obviously got the Celtic gig, and then we're not away till end of February in the States.
Back home to America.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Emirates Arena is the next big one for
That's
Celtic
cool.
Connection, so
That's
that's
cool.
pretty fun. We went and seen it the other day, and we had a 100-metre race on the on the track.
Big Alec can move the next day. Exactly.
Who won?
I think
Martyn cheated.
well,
Martyn cheated twice.
I was off. No, I didn't cheat the first time. I didn't mean to cheat. I just took off a bit early. We're laughing. Big Al's that the next day, because we went up to Inverness to play that night in the leisure centre. And obviously the beers and the drams and stuff. The next day, he's got up and Dan's come across. Oh, it's just that New Year, new me. It's just, I can't. That nearly killed me yesterday doing that 100 yards. So you hear it here now. Big Al on the 1st of January is going to be running every day. So
I have to say, like honestly, like see, because you just did it. I did actually get some burn in the muscles, like for the next day. I was just like, we should really have warmed up for that. Like, I think.
Imagine you pulled a muscle to a 100-metre race in the Emirates.
well, I got to remember, we're kind of some of us are pretty old right now, so you need to be careful doing that stuff.
We're 40 years old. You know?
Big Al's a good bit older than that.
Yeah.
Be my dad.
Are you the only the second? I could be talking nonsense here. The only second act I've seen play the Emirates. Is it very much a Celtic Connections thing? Because Pete
Yeah.
Diesel obviously did.
They-
it. That was the
they-
first
aye.
one,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
That's the only reason there's been a gig in it, is because of Celtic. I
Just
think.
because of Celtic, yeah.
And now I think the Emirates want to start having to run like a bit of a venue as well.
Mhm.
So I think they've taken on us, and then Emmylou Harris is the night before.
Okay.
So I think they're just trying to test run different things, because she'll be like a whole seated thing. I think Emmylou Harris as well, because it would be a really cool thing to have as a venue, because you know sometimes you're either not going to be able to, or you wouldn't want to play the Hydro.
Yeah, it fills that middle
It's like
ground that
some-
Glasgow
yeah.
doesn't have, apart from the Galv Yard, but outside, which, as we all know, could end in tears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
It's
it's
cool
a
though.
good size.
Yeah.
Are you nervous? How do you feel about it?
It's always a wee bit nerve-wracking. We have like a couple of weeks off, I think, and then go back into a big Glasgow show with our family friends there. And
we'll rehearse like mad before it as well.
yeah, we'd rehearse every day.
Just have a right good think about
you
how it
can lucky to
goes.
get everybody together for a rehearsal.
That's the only thing I find slightly nerve-wracking, and then you only do it just as you arrive. You're like, oh no, I've not played this for weeks. Actually. We should have thought about
The
this.
fear now. Is
What keys in this again? You know, you get the capo going up and down the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody watching, don't worry, it'll be fine. Oh, we will
Sure,
remember
it'll be
the
great.
chords.
Yeah, no, that definitely a lot of fun. But before that, I mean, you're playing the Academy in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
which will be class as well.
That's
Yeah,
a great
yeah,
gig.
yeah.
Hopefully a few days after this goes out. So if there's any tickets left,
There is.
people know in
There
Edinburgh
is,
where to be.
Yeah.
No, there'll be no tickets
There'll be
left.
no tickets
Why are we
left.
promoting it?
It's
Should
the
be-
last show of the winter tour. It's got tickets.
Yeah, and you've been doing that for a few years now in there.
Yeah. We've done. I think it's the third time now. The O2. So
Yeah.
It's probably one of our favourite
Aye.
gigs.
Well,
Well,
It's a
I was
rare
gonna
gig,
ask, where's the favourite You've played all over the world. Like, where's your favourite place to play?
Always,
Obviously, I can imagine Glasgow,
Aye.
Edinburgh are your favourite kind of cities.
I think
but-
Scotland in general, you can't. We always say that, like there's nothing like a Scottish crowd. You don't know yourself.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
yeah.
it's like there's such a wide demographic ages. Like will come to the shows as well. So definitely just playing in a Scottish crowd. But obviously, we're probably go to Denmark's pretty.
That's
Cool place to play. Like even like doing Tuner and stuff is an incredible festival. Listen, there's loads. I enjoyed. We done Oz. Was that this year? Aye. So we're out. That was our sort of first kind of.
That was also this year, right?
Aye, I'm just like.
Jeez. Seems like about 3 years
So,
ago.
that was probably most I would have felt like it felt like Scottish gigs out there, just the crowds and stuff like that. They were just right into it from the off. It's amazing. So I really enjoyed Oz, and there's loads.
I would say this like definitely the same. Scotland and Australia is actually.
Yeah.
I don't like generally going that far away because it's just
It's far.
it's like you're really not getting back anytime soon. Once you're over there, and you got to stay out for a while. But like you could not ask for better audiences and kind of cool venues and stuff like that. So too sunny for a wee ginger guy like me as well. There's a hole in the ozone layer that's not my friend. But apart from that and the snakes and spiders, it's fine.
It's all right. I've heard the hole is filled in. It's healed.
Have they fixed it?
They fixed it. Yeah.
Bit of gaffer.
A bit of gaffer tape for above Australia. Yeah. What about you, Scott?
Probably out kind of like California way,
Nice.
just for like touring. Like I love scenery, and we had an amazing time out in California. We've got some good friends there. We stay in their like big mansion with a hot tub, and
Nice.
we always have a good laugh there as well, don't we? So
Yeah.
we've been to Alaska as well. That was pretty cool. That was probably the most amazing place that you would go to, because you travel all these places in the world that you would never go to on holiday.
100%.
You just end up being there, and we've seen some bears. Got taken out on a fishing boat one day, which was amazing crack. And I went surfing in Alaska as well. That was pretty cool. So
absolutely
nothing to do with the music.
They got bears. I saw bears. I went surfing.
What are we doing in Alaska anyway? Oh yeah, we're playing.
The
Right.
real thing was the
Had to
tickets
play
were done
things.
there.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't believe it. Was like the venue's all sold out. It's
in
like,
Anchorage,
obviously,
yeah.
people have got nothing else to do. So it's like,
Can we
cover
come
the
with you
gigs.
next
So it's
time?
like
Yeah.
mad.
It is.
eh?
I think in Anchorage, it was like
Yeah.
over 3,500 people in the concert hall, which was wild.
It's just mad. Like, but great gigs as well. And, like, a beautiful place. Like, even just flying into it, it's like.
It's actually like the west coast of Scotland.
Totally.
Yeah, I can imagine. Kind of
Like
rugged
a lot of fishermen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was mad.
They were like a good scoop.
yeah.
Fishermen are like a good
Yeah.
scoop. That is.
And some form of kind of like energetic music, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world's got their own
Yeah,
version.
they
I
were
suppose.
into it at school.
Yeah, I guess there is two kind of trains of thought there. There's big gigs at home where crowds are unbelievable, but then we're also privileged to travel.
Yeah,
that you
totally.
do see these amazing places. Yeah. Do you like? Do you time stops for yourself? Like you can be on the road and just do every single night. You don't stop anywhere, or do you build kind of into the calendar a couple of days? You don't. No,
Unfortunately
just-
not.
Generally, you're we've all done like a wee trip to Vegas at the end of yes.
There you go.
That's the
That's
right
one.
tip, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
at the end because you're broken after that. So. But
Because
generally, we're pretty. If we're going on tour, it's like
just
we're doing it. But we'll have the odd, maybe the odd wee day, just depending on how gigs fall. Or, it's like a Monday and stuff like that off. But we just try and.
But that's usually just 15 hours in a car to get somewhere. It's not really a day off or anything, but
Yeah.
it's kind
Thankfully,
of.
he's got a voice of steel, so he can sing
that's a good point. Yeah.
every day in the tour. So.
Yeah.
Well,
there's
I'm getting old now, so I might need a wee couple of days off. now.
It's on the double smurners instead of the singles.
That's it.
It's fine. I'll just go a little bit Johnny Cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone better take the keys down a few.
Well, Dan does all our tour managing, and I think he's realised, himself included as well, that if we actually have a day off, we end up worse for wear the next day. So it's
Oh, I
probably
see. When you
it's probably a smart idea for us just to keep going.
I'm going and lose the. I've done it a couple times. I'll go for dinner. And the next minute, it's like everybody's.
Skerryvore steak night.
yeah.
Everybody's.
Oh, they've got cocktails. I like cocktails. Do you like cocktails?
Bottomless brunch, I see.
Yeah, it's bust the
good.
next day.
But there's like kind of 9 to 11 of us on the road all the time.
Yeah.
So if we take a day off as well, it's really expensive to put us all up, feed us, do everything. So generally we just kind of keep going.
I'm just
What are you
laughing
laughing
at that one, that steak when there was a 5 or 6 us went, and we ended up in the piss that much that the waiter had to drive our car back to the hotel.
Waiter drove the car.
He drove us
But
back.
the best bit was Martyn had tipped the driver, but then he didn't realise he did it, and then so Martyn just walked ahead, and then Dan tipped him as well. So this guy made an absolute fortune out of all of us, and the boys just took it all.
And there was an Uber.
With a cracking dinner, we're in the old fashions, and then basically came through and said, "We'll just give you here's not in the old fashions in the house, obviously just to suck us right in." And
Lure
that was
you
us
in,
all
Yeah.
night.
It was a famous night.
The steak night.
So very expensive
Aye.
days off here. Where it sounds
You
like
can do that.
debilitating.
That's a good point.
Oh,
As
you
well.
gotta
Building
enjoy
days- Yeah,
You got to enjoy it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
geez, if you take a day off and do all these things, you lose all your money from the days before. Yeah, but all part of the fun, I suppose.
That's great.
Yeah. Have you been to? You done the Guinness Festival in Switzerland?
Yes.
Aye.
Yeah, we did that
times,
last 2 years ago.
Class.
That ticks the box of like beautiful gig.
Aye, that's one surrounded by the.
Aye,
by
see,
the-
I
One
was
with the
in all
lake,
that.
with the
Yeah.
Alpine Lake
Yeah.
beside it. Yeah,
Aye,
yeah,
that is
It's incredible.
beautiful.
aye.
yeah. That was probably the coolest place we've.
Oh, it was very cool. It was like playing in a postcard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a
Amazing
bit-
audience as well.
Well, we were on a Thursday night at 1 a.m. So
The prime time slot.
yeah, no, it was the late night show. I think. Yeah, they were not hanging around because I guess everybody had to work the next day.
The
The ones
trouble-
that stayed were troopers, but
The trouble is with your style of music, it's like they go, that's a late night thing. It's
Yeah,
kind of it's dancey. It's going to be, and they put you on, and you're just like, can we not just went a wee bit earlier? Though?
Yeah,
Like, just a bit earlier.
we need to change. I was thinking about this. We need to write some more
like songs.
not so like just slow it down a bit so we could get a nice afternoon slot
Yeah,
somewhere.
ballad.
Because it's like
yeah, a couple of ballads. It's actually kind of on our minds a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
There's an element of 128 plus is great, but it's just energy the whole time.
We get the same, but only because of volume. Like, you know, like they
Yeah,
need
true.
us on near the end because we're going to be the loudest. So, like, we can't put them on early because then they'll just be like, you know, far
Yeah.
too loud too early. Yeah. It's not energy; it's just sheer volume.
What a noise.
it's not necessarily good. It's just
No, no,
volume.
it's
just that.
We can bring you volume.
Right. These ones go to 11.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's
R.I.P.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it does go to 11. Sorry, it's just reminded me of talking of volume. The first Who Let the Hydro, you guys played that one. I think that was one of the best shows I've seen you do. Just like, I think I've said it to you before, in that room with that sound,
Yeah.
just made so much sense.
I thought you were going to say because it was only 30 minutes long, but like
And you can turn it off as well on the
one of my
TV.
favourites. Very short.
Well, you'll go back yourselves one day and you'll do
I hope so.
2 years from now.
That's
Is that
amazing.
on? Is that on the like I would love to do list? Is the Hydro? Would you want to
After
do
all,
that?
I think. Aye.
Yeah.
We did speak about it before. No, it's like I think you've got to, like, if you got to a stage and that's the kind of numbers you can do, then I'm sure like everybody would want to.
Yeah, totally.
I
would want to-
still kind of think though the bigger things we've done that are unique are more creatively enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that like everyone can play the Hydro. You can't. You need to have got a lot of success to say that you can play there.
Yeah.
But it is just going into a venue that just looks like any venue. It's not like creatively going, we're going to get this big cool castle and we're going to make the stage look like this, and you know the sort of other things that go into it to make it unique. But absolutely, if you got to the point where the gig you did was Hydros, you know,
Yeah.
you'd be doing all right, wouldn't you?
Yeah, one a year.
You'd be
that'll
doing
do.
better than this.
What do you think we're doing?
We're going to stay with us.
Scraping the barrel, yeah. I think it's a want for us, but just a matter of when for you guys, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Play
Hope so,
the 2 year long game and you'll be there.
It's interesting because the scale you're in right now. I mean, obviously you do some small gigs, I think, but more out with Scotland. For us, we still love to get into like a small room. We're going to say small here, 200 cap, 100 cap, smallish, and even smaller than that. And the energy you get inside a small venue is something you can never really capture in a big arena.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
can't do it. And it's obviously when you play the Hydro, basically, or your Emirates show. It's great, but also it's slightly detached because of the scale of it. You're just not in the same eye line as these people. You're up looking down. And when you do these really small, intimate shows, it's like a pub gig, but not a pub gig. It's kind of really good fun. Do you ever kind of miss, I mean, obviously I'm sure you do those gigs, but do you ever miss like those early days when it was a bit more rough and ready and a kind of packed kind of room? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think we used to do loads of those. 'Cause that was,
Yeah.
that was all
Or maybe you've done your time.
These guys have.
we have done a lot of it, but where you're just eventually just like, right, they've nearly wrecked all the PA. He's flattened my guitar 3 times, this guy, and all that.
Pint
That-
glasses spilling everywhere.
Th-
Yeah.
This one up the front keeps shouting, will you sing Home to Donegal? And I'm actually singing it, you know what I mean? I'm singing it right now. I've had that before. Sing Home to Donegal. While I'm like, I'm actually doing it right now. Anyway, though we've done loads of those and they are great fun. And we still do, like you say, when we're in the States, some of those smaller ones, like the Thrasher Opera House and, you know, Wisconsin and all that, like they're brilliant because they're still lovely wee theatres, but like you say, you're all just really compact in together. But yeah, sometimes it's good to get a bit of distance. You know?
Can you double up the barriers, please?
It's always there's a gin and tonics too close to the fiddle pedal board, or you know, these kind of things. You're like, get that off the stage.
Usually Craig's.
Yeah, usually, yeah. We've got a few of them to go yet.
I think it's amazing being able to like stare into people's eyes though in a small gig and get that energy from them and enjoy that. When you do the bigger gigs, it's hard to really capture that energy with everyone. But I feel like credit to Alec, like his voice is so powerful that it seems to translate that. So for us on stage, just getting to kind of watch that energy transfer between the crowd and that powerful, amazing voice is amazing, you know. Sorry, just wanted to praise you there.
No, thank you. I was going to say, like, but sometimes I think you get to the end of a big gig, and if you weren't like feeling totally confident in yourself, you'll ask other folk, like, was that like a bit dead and all that? Like, was the crowd dead? And I was like, no, it was unreal. Because like if you're not really totally on it and concentrating on that, you can lose it a bit.
Yeah.
And if you ever had a bit of the fear from the night before, then you might have thought, was that like just a bit rubbish? Were they like not enjoying that? And other folk who were, you know, a completely different state of mind were like, no, that was absolutely banging. You're like, all right, cool. That's like,
We've had gigs like that when you perform badly personally on the stage. You think you're not playing very well, and then you're questioning yourself, and then you might go, how did that go? And people go, that was great. Yeah. And people don't remember the mistakes. People remember the experience. I keep going on about this, that it's an experience that you sell rather than a perfectly played song.
You know
what I mean?
Well, they could just put on Spotify or just
exactly.
be a record on
totally.
if they wanted exactly the same. It's about being there, something different may happen. And we used to be like so panicky about mistakes. Like I'd be so hard on myself personally, like come off gigs just raging, shouting things and all that, because I'd like got a couple of chords wrong or something, or just slipped up and something. And I think the older you get, you sort of ease off because you're just like, you're not going to last giving yourself that much a hard time. And we just find it funny now. You're just like, it's a bit hilarious, really. Isn't it?
You just tell someone's right, turn around, somebody's pissing themselves laughing.
Sometimes find if you chuckle at yourself while it happens, other people, like if anyone in the crowd has happened to notice it, they find that funny as well.
Totally,
Whereas if you get angry at yourself, it's probably going to be like, oh, what was that? What did they do that for?
Yeah.
Ignore it or laugh at it.
Yeah,
That's the best option.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't.
We take ourselves
Go
seriously.
mad.
We take ourselves seriously, like in the studio when we're making music. But I think when you go out live, that's the time to enjoy yourself and like having that laugh with the crowd. Like people have had a hard week, just enjoy yourself and be yourself on the stage.
It's going to become really important, more so than it is in the next few years, because of this rise in AI music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there'll be a point where, I don't know, let's call it 50% of all the music on Spotify is AI, and that's where all the numbers are going. But you can't go and watch that. You're still going to want to go and watch the personalities on the stage.
Yeah. There's only so much genuinely that you can fool the general public. You might go, well, as musicians, you know what you're listening to, and you know that something sounds AI or whatever. But punters will just know that as well. You know, like there's more and more music I think now that's like people want really a lot of like authentic sort of emotion from. You know what I mean? Like it's not been like all that long that the biggest songs are like piano ballads by Lewis Capaldi and things like that. You know, that was not what was number one for a good chunk of it, but things like that are now because people really want sort of like raw emotional stuff, and you're not going to be able to get any AI to actually really write that properly, I don't think. You know, so it's like hopefully they don't win. But
I mean, it's funny, you see the ones that kind of blow up on TikTok these days are pure raw emotional ones of just somebody with a guitar
or rough and ready
with a guitar or right in front of the piano as opposed to this polished product, and then they'll put out the final production of it and they get slated because the people wanted the original low quality video sound that they originally had as opposed to this shiny production with drums and a bass line, etc.
I think even if we get to a stage where all music online is AI or AI assisted, people will crave live music more. Stuff like you guys that are just true and authentic on the stage, you can't really beat that. I think live music will become more of a prevalent and importance to see the music alive in front of your eyes rather than something that's kind of processed and clinically made with an algorithm and stuff like that. So so don't slip up too much. But you know what I
We're not
mean?
gonna stop.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's kind of similar, like even like after the pandemic. Like obviously during the pandemic, we couldn't gig live and stuff like that. So we're doing like I was doing his online stuff. He done a couple of streams, but it's like as soon as folk could go back to gigs, that was the online thing was done.
Yeah, it was
That
done.
year was
people
insane.
people want to, like, because like it's obviously going to a gig, they want to hear the live music. It's emotional for them. It's a night out for them. They're going with friends, so it's like that will always be there.
It's,
You know,
it's like just having contact with people, you know, because that was the worst thing about the pandemic for most people was like not getting to be with folk, you know, and the whole world is a wee bit more insular now. Like you are constantly just looking at your phone or just messaging folk instead of phone. Nobody phones at people anymore. Like people are horrified when their phone starts ringing. You know, and you're like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Just send me a text message, you know." But like, so you need at least gigs or something to go to you know have a decent life. I would have thought.
But it's easy to fall in that trap of like not thinking you need to go and enjoy art or experience art or live music. But once you go, like, there's no one in the world that's like, oh, that was rubbish. No. Every single person is like, that was amazing. I need more of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's quite easy to fall into the trap of thinking, oh, it's really nice to stay at home and watch that concert on YouTube as opposed to going to it, you know. But you cannot beat seeing real people and that connection between things like that is a real thing.
I think even as an artist, there's no way you can rely on not doing live shows if you want to, because like that's the only way you're going to make money now is actually live shows. You know, with streaming and stuff, just like the album sale things.
Yeah.
It's totally
Hanging by a thread, you know.
Yeah, it's getting really bad, isn't it? Yeah.
So you kind of need to like, because we're generally looking like if you're doing a new album or single, whatever, like it's literally a tool for selling tickets for a gig. Basically, that's
It used to be the other way.
used to be the other way about. Whereas if you know, like, you'd make a lot of money out of your physical product, but
It's basically a business card.
that's
Yeah,
it.
you
It's,
know.
it's a pro. It's a promo. It's an athlete. It's a
Interesting way to do
advertisement.
it.
But in a way, that's kind of good. That you can put a song out and not worry about the repercussions if it doesn't sell, because it doesn't sell. So it's like you're making a piece of art for the sake of a piece of art. Do you know what I mean? It's something
Just
you
the
want
cost
to
of
do.
doing it, though. I would say
That's true. That is true.
Because we say, I mean, now it'd be hard. Like I would hate the thought of like starting out
Oh,
like afresh now and like having to record something, try to gig.
Promotion.
Even 'cause
That's the big chunk of it now.
Promo
We'd
as
never
well, you
let
know.
you in the band for a start.
I know.
These guys are not joining you if you start getting.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Some band if I was in charge.
yeah.
There's
a
more
bit-
2/4s.
Yeah. There's an element we're quite lucky in the kind of community we come from, in that it is so people love the music. The very West Coast is part of the tradition. And do you think over the years, you've put in so much, how would you even word it, energy and effort into just like being good guys and getting to know everyone at the same time as putting out this art, whereas which has gotten you to like a position that you can gig regularly, whereas a lot of people aren't in that position. You know, if you're kind of an upcoming electronic artist or something, you don't really have that kind of background or group of people that can kind of support you and rise you up. Is that?
Yeah, you've kind of done the grassroots thing,
Yeah.
and you've really worked from there outwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we've always said that from the start, that it was really important to us to just like be, just good with people, you know.
Yeah.
Like not like we had to make a conscious effort to be like that. Like we like meeting people after the gig.
Socials,
It's like a bad car salesman. Hi, you know, that's kind of vibe. Yeah.
No, we're just like we're
They're
quite
very easily
sociable.
led astray if there's any
Yeah.
parties or anything like that.
We did build a fan base up like really organically. Like
Yeah.
we'd always go to Mull Music Festival and play in McHawkins, and we got to know everybody who'd go to that pub every year, and they'd see us back, and we'd then become friends with them. We'd stay at their houses when we went to Mull, and we just did that for years till it was kind of decently big, and you could do a bigger gig in Glasgow, or you'd be well known enough to play a festival or whatever. So yeah, it has been quite organically through getting to know people. Yeah,
Because at the start there was no social media to promote ourselves,
No.
like there's no
Yeah,
like
true.
Facebook or anything like
used
that.
to just make actual posters and put them up.
Yeah.
But like, I've been in the band for 9 years now. But like, when you realise over the years when we go to all these different places and seeing how much work these guys have done in the 11 years before I joined, it is wild. You know, like the people that have been there from the start and keep coming along, and like some people like to just see bands do well and think, oh, they've just got to that stage for no reason. But like, I don't say it as myself. Like, these guys have grafted hard for years, like gigs and gigs and gigs and gigs all down the country and all over the world. So, you know, it's the time put in like that, and meeting people all over the world
and
that
being
that
good
helps.
to everybody that is at these shows.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of good friends, like all over Scotland and like further afield now, and it's amazing to have as well, because we kind of know if anything happened in any situation and you needed, if you're in a random place and you probably needed help, you just know there's always somebody that, that'll be willing to come and help you out or whatever.
Looking at Australia,
I was going to say.
So we were in Australia and went to go to the car to drive to the airport, and I looked in the window of the car and I turned to my partner and I was like, is that wind? Did you not put the window up? It turns out it was smashed. And then inside the car they'd taken my bagpipes, her laptop and camera, Alec's guitar, the day before we went home on tour. So that was a bit of a panic, a bit of dampener to an amazing tour. And then like people just rallied around us and helped, got the word out amongst friends in Australia and on the radio, and we had fans here getting us in touch with newspapers in Australia, etc. And we ended up, I think Alec spoke on the radio, and then a joiner in Melbourne was driving down an alleyway, and he'd heard this interview on the radio previously, and he seen something and he went to check what it was, and it was my pipes that had been left in the alleyway. And then I managed to get them back.
Mental.
Yeah, so from stolen bagpipes to get them back. So we've still not got Alec's guitar, but if you've got it, we're coming for you.
They threw the pipes in an alleyway, but my guitar's gone.
What is this?
Yeah. They had
You just
clue
imagine
what
when he
it was.
opened it.
I know.
Yeah, I was opened it. I was like, what
We were
is
hoping for that. So.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
amazing.
I thought they were in, like, we've gone down pawn shops for us and everything. Like, people would be like,
That to that level of-
of just, like we would get messages off folks. I'll go into this for you. I'll check this place. I'll do that. And it's amazing. That.
It is funny. I was saying to you the other night, around the Trad Awards, we were kind of expecting you guys to win purely because of your fan base. You could probably mobilise to go to war for you. You could send them into the trenches and they would do it, which is great.
There's a few that definitely
Yes,
would.
totally. But that's again testament to like how much effort you've put in to get to know people over the years, and like people see you as like friends and family essentially, which is great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be just decent with everyone, and like it's the same that goes, I think, with people in bands or getting gigs and stuff. It's the same thing. It's like you'd rather have somebody in your band who was just sound than someone who's like ridiculously technically good at it but just really annoying to be around. You know what I mean? It's like it's not really how it works, So it's like, yeah, we're just one band version of that. Not really that good, but quite sound. We're all right.
The times, they're all right. Yeah.
They've got crack. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. So maybe roll it back even a bit further. For those, I'm sure everyone that listens to this will know who you are, but how did it all come together? Where did Skerryvore come from?
So pretty much started with myself and Fraser, the drummer, both from Livingston. His family have gone to Tyree on holiday for years, where Daniel and Martyn are from, and he kind of like met you guys there a bit when you were younger and stuff, and it never really particularly played together, but Fraser would play like snare drum in the pubs and stuff like that, just jam along and stuff like that. And then I went on holiday with his family a few times and kind of met the guys as well. And then Fraser and I's head teacher was leaving, and because we were kind of in the music department all the time, we were asked, could we put some sort of band together to play like Scottish stuff or something? And we're like, yeah, we know guys that can do that. Like, that wasn't our background, but having gone to Tyree, we knew the guys probably for the job, and Daniel came down, and the three of us, Daniel, myself and Fraser, played the leave and do for our head teacher, and it was just completely us making it up as we went along. Like, I had no idea how you accompanied trad tunes or whatever, and Fraser had at least played along on the snare drum before, but I had no clue. It was just like, jamming it. And then when we all went to uni in Glasgow, that meant Martyn was down as well. And we just tried to get the odd thing for like beer money, like we'd do a wee Cayley here or there, and turned into weddings, that turned into pubs, and all escalated from there. But no serious plan to be, this is the band we want to be. We we want to be the next such and such. It was none of that. It was just all completely for nonsense.
Like in the first sort of run of gigs, and after you'd done that, it was that summer we'd left school. And it was actually Gus from Skipnish, Angus from Skipnish. He sort of put us in our first wee tour, and like we think we'd done like Kilhone, and then we're up to Lewis, Oban, I think, and like just a wee one in the sort of west. And that kind of started it, and then I think we just word of mouth, and like people seeing you in the pub, playing in the pub, and the next minute, can you do this wedding or do this village hall, or there's a dance on this night, can you play that? And it's just like
There was
I was away most weekends.
There was a lot less people doing
Doing it,
stuff, like, and we were just totally making it up. So like we weren't like, oh, they're quite like such and such, because we hadn't listened to such and such and tried to copy them yet. They were just playing a tune, and Al was just playing chords. So it was it wasn't like I had an idea. So I think because there was less things going on, you were just like heard about. It's like 4 youngish guys who think they're in some sort of like boy band or something are playing chiptune tunes. You know what I mean? It's just a bit weird, and folk were like, I'll go along with that.
Even like we still like play like 5 hours and stuff. Like, Jesus,
yeah,
man.
5-hour gigs.
And drink the whole way through it.
Yeah.
I dread to think what some of it sounded like. I'm playing no small pipes and stuff, probably honking out a tune.
Yeah.
Roll the tape.
Yeah, we've got it right here. But thankfully there wasn't as good kind of phones then, so I
know.
Probably got away with it. You know, but
I thought I'd have given up long ago.
Were you Skerryvore from the beginning then? Did you have the name, or did that come?
Not at that point.
Yeah.
We're kind of Gus kind of put us out in that tour. We're Skipness Juniors. With like every different venue we went to had a different name. He just told them to put on the poster, basically put this on it.
it was quite often just like the Gillespie brothers as well, because like, you know, when you start doing these things, it's the people playing the tunes that are the main people. And like I was just like the guy, Alec guitar, you know what I mean? Like just like that, you know, my second name or whatever, you know. But so it was sometimes the Gillespie brothers. Then we called ourselves like Bros or something at one point, and yeah, when we did our first album, we needed an actual name. Yeah, so that was.
Yeah, it was actually Gus from Skipness again. We were sitting in the house in Ballinrowan Tide even, and drums were flowing. He was like, "What about this?" And then we just stuck with it because I think we'd recorded the first CD by that point, and we still didn't have a name.
We really didn't have any great idea what to call ourselves. Like everything we thought, it just didn't sound right, you know. And
still doesn't.
And now nobody knows what we're saying when we say the band. So thanks, Gus.
It's a lighthouse, guys. Come on. Yeah. It's a funny one, like the name, because it a lot of time doesn't matter until it's up in lights, and then people go, "Oh yeah, that works perfectly." It's like, but we've spent years trying to get it to work. Yeah. And you weren't singing on the first album, is that right?
No, you did.
You did sing.
I did get forced into singing.
Took a bottle of vodka to do that as well.
But I think it was a good couple of albums until it was like felt like you were the singer, and like, you know what I mean, it was
like the first two were like tune heavy, because that's kind of what we were doing at that point.
The songs were just like a wee add-on to like, oh, you've got a CD, you've got to get a couple of songs on it, and that even meant that we would sometimes have somebody else in it, because with James Graham come on and do one, just so that the CD was a bit more like balanced and had a few songs, you know, like. But I certainly wasn't like with a band and I'm the lead singer or whatever, particularly, and which is weird, because I probably would have dreamed of doing that as a kid. I was always going to be a musician in a band, but didn't really fully have the confidence to be like, I'm the lead singer, frontman kind of thing. Kind of got forced into it, thankfully, by other people, but it worked out in the end. But I wasn't like petrified to be doing it, you know. It's
such an interesting evolution from, as you say, sort of trad session-y music to where you are now, which is more a pop style. I'm being very broad stroke here with you're kind of got the singing and a full set of a band. How did that trajectory sort of move from that trad to where you are now? How did that happen?
We all say it definitely was pretty natural, wasn't it? Because we never forced. I think it just kind of happened naturally. Because we were doing the Cayley thing for years and years. Like the first two, I think the 2005 West Coast Life and 2007 album On the Road, they were mostly tune sets, wasn't it? Yeah. With a couple of songs. But I think just after that 2007, I think we started getting offers to do a couple of festivals. So we need to have more songs. Then Alec and the boys started writing a few more songs, and then by 2010 was kind of, I would say that album was kind of what changed it, but it wasn't like a total massive change. I would have definitely said it kind of progressed pretty naturally, didn't it?
Do you ever miss those days? Do you ever just want to sit down to like a trad session? Does that ever happen anymore, or is it more?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I only know about 10 tunes.
And we've got 12 in our set.
Maybe I got a break for 2 of them.
I see Mulligan.
But amazing days. Like, see, honestly, I think back to some of the pubs used to play, and the laughs used to have was just unreal, wasn't it? And it's like,
some of the stories you boys tell us.
Good laugh, and like it was great, and it was enjoyable doing all. Because the thing is, we're playing tunes all the time, so it was like second nature. We just don't do it anymore, I suppose. But
I used to play in sessions a lot when I was still at uni and stuff. Like I'd go to the Ben like every night you could, and then me and Craig, the fiddle player, would go to loads of them. But just, I don't know, you just get busier with your own gigs, and it just kind of fritters away a wee bit, you know. But still enjoy listening to other folk doing it, but I'll not take my guitar along anymore, which is a wee bit sad. But you're just like, I'm kind of when I come back, I just want to go to the pub and
Yeah.
I'll watch somebody else do it for a bit, you know, like that's fine. Like,
And I think our focus has kind of shifted to, in our time off, we want to be creative. You know, like we've played music loads of times in pubs and practiced loads, but now we're almost like forgetting all that and just like focusing it into being creative again. You know, like learning other instruments, writing new music, and focusing on that probably more, isn't it?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, just I mean, the busier you get, you do just need a wee break from it. You've done your years of completely absorbing everything 24 hours a day. Just like give the brain a wee bit of a rest, you know. I think.
There's probably an element as well as like it's probably quite good for you guys to kind of move into that space and let the younger ones come in and do have the good years where they're all being riots and learning everything they can at these sessions, etc.
They're all absolutely phenomenal.
Incredible.
as
Yeah,
well.
that's right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the music, the trad scene is just incredible. Like,
It's I was thinking the other day. It's
absolutely amazing. Like when we think, because there wasn't, when we started off like 20 years ago, there just wasn't that many bands kicking about.
No, it seemed like a big aspiration, but quite hard to do. Like or getting your own band and actually getting to go somewhere it's definitely not easier. But folk are willing to go. I'm going to do that. Absolutely. They're all doing it. I could do that, and I'll do that. You know, they figured out how to do it. Seemed like a lot more daunting. Like that less people maybe did it before. Or,
I just see the standard. Like some of the young players, it's frightening.
I know.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's,
amazing.
yeah. A lot to be said about the RCS.
Yeah.
All the ones coming out there. Yeah, I mean, look at the number. You go back to the trad point. The numbers that people are doing these days.
Oh, it's,
Like
the ticket sales are unreal.
insane.
Aye.
Yeah,
It's unreal.
just feels like over the last
Yeah.
what, maybe 6 or 7 years, just kind of exploded.
but it's really ramped up. Yeah, there's no way you would have thought like listed all these bands that are selling thousands of tickets at venues and all that. It would never have happened, you know. And then all the really successful festivals in Scotland, loads of them are like trad based and all that as well, or Scottish music in some way. You know?
Yeah. I think you guys have helped the scene massively as well, though. You came in and like brought a scene together by collaborating with loads of different artists and bringing everyone together and creating like a new fresh sound. Like there's so many mates I've got who aren't into trad music but just love Valtos, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's the tactic.
Even the guy who like cut my hair, I had to get another barber the last time, and he was saying like that you guys got him into that whole thing as well just recently.
Well,
Sorry, did you get a new barber because you didn't like the guy who likes Valtos?
You like Dad's hair?
Buy my barber, aye.
It's like my regular barber doesn't like it at all, but this other guy was just like totally like hadn't known what any of this sort of genre was about, but he does because of you guys, sort of like that crossover thing, you know. Like,
I think you're in the same camp in some ways as well. I do feel like
Yeah, I think
you're
so.
not trad in the traditional sense. That's funny saying trad traditional, but I feel like you're Scottish music, but you know what I mean? It's not a trad. How do I put this? It isn't trad, but it is trad as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not like your classic take the floor kind of trad music. You know
It's
what I mean?
hard. We always get asked how do you explain your music, and it's hard. It's so hard to do. It's like
We've got so many varied musicians, and
you kind of say trad, but it's like
we're finding it more than ever just now doing this new album where like we've just got so many different styles of music, but I think that's what makes Skerryvore, like having such a West Coast style from Martyn playing.
Yep.
Then Alec's massive Eagles fan, etc. You know.
Yeah.
I like ambient music and bagpipes, you know. So you know, there's just so many different styles in us, and it's that thing that makes a band. You know, like that's what makes a band. These different styles, and those kind of like confrontations and not arguments, but disagreements on where a direction should go, and all that together makes the thing. You know.
yeah, it's like putting all your own wee bits in and seeing how far you can go with the way you'd do it. Until I was like, you know, bounces back a wee bit, you know, pushes back, going. And that's probably how we have developed that. It's because like we started doing what we knew mostly, which was them playing the tunes and us figuring out how to play along. So it was loads of that. And then as it went along, I went, well, you know, mostly what I do is like pop and rock. So what can I put a bit more of that into it? And then they went, oh, that's really cool. That like harder guitar sound or electric guitar in it or something. So that gets lit in a wee bit, and then everything just sort of like melds together like that. I think, you know.
It's kind of better sound because it's definitely it's happened naturally. I would say like. We never try to force like how this is what we're going to sound like, or it just kind of happened that way and stuff.
I think
he's got me doing stuff with accordion now. I'm like, I would never have thought about doing this with a box. I mean, it's not playing a tune anymore. It's like
That's the cool thing,
with the bellows.
Playing the right chords.
Chords that never even existed. You know what I mean?
I suppose that's the cool thing. Like when you work with a different genre, you know, you've got pop and you've got maybe more your traditional style. When you try to get someone to play something that you wouldn't typically play, the fingering or just you know how you play it, and we've done the same thing with our stuff. Is we're kind of going out of ignorance a lot of the time. Could you try playing this and they've never done it that way before, and you get a totally new sound and a really cool new perspective. And I think that's really interesting with your stuff. It does feel untouched and different, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's the power of collaboration, though, isn't it?
That's the trick, yeah.
Having different people on it, and constantly working to a bigger thing.
That came in one day, I think. Those two are sitting with accordions on, they're recording the box.
Redundant.
Oh dear. Your producer, because did the 1975 not do something similar where they were all playing each other's instruments on the last album?
I think they've done that.
Something like
They've
that,
done that a bit. Yeah. I also did get sent a video when I wasn't in, and they were recording the sound of a plant being shaken. So things aren't getting about.
I think we're pushing this band that we're all to swap instruments, and I don't know how I'd get away with playing the guitar and try to sing or something like that.
So you're singing next, aye.
You got a wee Alec song one night about it.
You're good at those.
Yeah.
First two lines.
Like 80% of the people there in the pub. Yeah. Don't they say something like you take 3 of your own inspirations, and when you put them together, you get a new sound? So rather than, if you're going out, you're like, I want to sound like the Eagles. But then you guys want to sound something else. You've got something new, which is basically what we covered. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I would say so.
Very interesting. But yeah, going back to the point, I think you guys probably are one of the key reasons the scene is so elevated and has been over the last few years. Yourselves, Tidelines, Trail West, all doing very different things.
I think even like you guys and then like Project Smoke, everybody's different. I think that's the thing. It's like everybody's got their own unique sound as well, so it's great.
I think really it's just like you're only really competing to get in the venue and do your gig. You're not really competing like, oh, they're just trying to sound exactly like us. It's just like, oh no, they've booked Saturday night in December. Nobody can get a space.
That's actually so true.
It's massive, isn't it? It's like getting, and you don't want to clash 2 on the same month as somebody else, and it's like,
But it's a diverse genre when you think about it, like how different we are to you guys. Yeah. How different Trail West is to Talisk.
Somehow we're all being branded trad.
Totally.
You kind of, I don't know.
They're completely different genres within a subgenre.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And it's extreme, as you mentioned before, it's so hard to explain to someone, even in Scotland, like what your music is, because you can't just say we're traditional Scottish music, because it's not traditional, but we're not. It's a very hard thing to describe. But then you just say, have a listen. That's usually the best answer I usually give. Give it a listen. But the thing is, I was thinking about your music, and it's not complicated music, actually. Your stuff is very beautiful and melodic and memorable and simplistic a lot of the time. And I think that's why it works so well. Is it's such like an earworm and memorable and emotive as well. I find that I get lost whenever I'm working on music, overcomplicating things, and I think you have such a large roster of people in your band as well, and it's amazing how you can all work collaboratively and come up with such a clean and simplistic product. Instinctively, I would think when you have such a big group of people, you would all want your 10. You'd all want, I want my 30 seconds, I want mine, but it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like you're all ending at one goal, which is really nice to hear in your tracks. And an album does feel like everyone has their moments as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true, and I think that's also why 20-something years later we are still together, because we aren't the kind of people who argue egotistically about what should be in or like wanting to do, like Martyn or in fact nobody would ever go like, I'm really quite annoyed my bit's not in there or whatever. It would just be like, if something doesn't fit, it'd be like, cool. Of course you argue to a point if you really insist on something, but it's not like an ego thing. And it's just, and from a writing point of view, I'm always trying to write something that I find catchy, that will be hooky, that will mean something, and never deliberately to make something complicated for the sake of acting like I want people to know I can do that. I can know that I could make something complicated if I wanted to and still choose not to do it. And that's probably the best idea, I would say.
That's really good.
Don't do it.
Yeah. But there's a talent in being able to produce simple, catchy stuff. Like that in itself is quite hard. So
I think it's one of the hardest things to do. Like Martyn and I, we've had a journey ourselves of where we started. It was like very dance music, and we've slowly moved over time. We've worked with singers and other people, and we've tried to make it more, I wouldn't say pop friendly, but more like, we could get this on the radio. Before it wasn't really like that consideration. And now we're like, well, we'll try and make this a bit more like, I wouldn't say commercial, that's not the right answer, but you know what I mean? And it's really, really hard writing something which is that kind of sort of radio-friendly style music. It's a skill to do, and just writing a song is a really hard thing to do. And I think you guys have, I mean, your songs are incredible. I mean, I made a challenge not to listen to your big hits and just go back to listen to all those songs that are not, you know, millions of plays, and they still stand up so strongly to this time, you know. Eye of the Storm, all these songs are great. But yeah, the other tunes that are maybe slightly more buried are really, really interesting to listen to as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen to them, by the way. They're really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Come to the Emirates on January 17th.
You won't hear any of these songs. Do you have songs that you never get to play as much anymore that you go, would you love to do a night of just, because people want the hits, obviously, they've paid the money for that. Would you love to just have, do you ever get like those moments to throw in a song that you've not done for a long time? Or is it just like, we're going to keep, does that happen ever for you guys?
I mean, the closest we get, I think, is really like one of the big gigs at the anniversary things where we'll throw in older stuff. We do like to get our set so kind of polished that we stick to it, and we don't sort of go off piste and just like throw things in that we would feel like would jeopardise the slickness of the whole thing.
Yep.
Which is not always the best way to be, because sometimes you should just fly by the seat of your pants and just do it, but we don't tend to. And I think sometimes, I don't know if you're the same yourself, but like when you write a new album or something, you just think that's way better than all your other stuff, and the rest of it's, you're like, what was that nonsense I was doing then? You know, I mean, you think you've got better or whatever, so you just want to play some of the new things, plus the ones that you're always going to have to do, that were your popular ones at a certain point or whatever. So it's hard, I think, to just throw them in when you're like, is that better than that one though, really? You know?
We did a song, and we've not been going for 20 years. We did a song called Dine recently, which is one from our first album, of 2 albums. So, and we did this song, and it was really, it put you back when you first wrote that song and performed it live. And it was such an interesting, and we'll probably do it again quite soon, but just that experience of playing your old songs, it really puts you back in it, and it's really interesting. So yeah, that's just a comment more than a question.
Yeah, no,
I
it's,
think even for
Yeah.
no, carry on.
no, even for like I grew up listening to the boys when I was younger. Like I would like put on a Skerryvore CD and play along with it to like practice. So like for me, sometimes when we do these older ones that I used to play when I was like 14, playing against in my bathroom and at home, it's pretty cool. Like having that, like I turn around and you know you take it for granted sometimes playing with the band, but it's like this was kind of a dream of playing with these guys when I was that age, you know.
Turned to a nightmare.
Yeah, turned to a nightmare quickly.
And then in reality,
I know. So how did it come around then that you got into the band?
Martyn had kind of had a hand issue called focal dystonia, and I was just kind of very kindly asked by the boys then to join to help kind of Martyn, like for me to play in the band and cover a lot of his parts as well, and for both of us to play together. So we had 2 pipes now. So yeah, that was about 9 years ago. But I'd played with the guys when I was 16.
2010,
2010 at the album launch, wasn't it?
O2, the old O2 ABC.
Skerryvore album.
Yeah.
And it was Big Al's first gig as well with the band the same day, but I was playing, it was me, Shawnee McIntyre and Duncan Nicholson, and we were playing as part of Strictly Police Pipe Band with the boys on stage, and that's how I got to know them, and then they've just been great to me over the years, going up to Tyree, Fish, etc., and yeah, I've just kind of been pals ever since.
I think when it came at the point, because I was struggling with my right hand, I thought, because I was going to stop playing altogether. I did for about 3-4 months, but when we discussed who would like to come in and play pipes, then it was a pretty easy decision to ask Scott, and he gladly jumped at it. So.
Well, to be honest, when Scott was mentioned, I didn't think that he would want to do it because he was doing so well in his own right.
Yes.
You know, and I was like, will he want to do it? And because like he's such an incredible musician, I was like, and like say a lot of stuff we do, we keep quite simplistic, you know, in our writing and in our arranging or whatever. I was like, is he going to want to like not have his own Scott Wood thing and not do some of the complex sort of arrangements that was in the Scott Wood band and all that? I was like, I don't think he's going to go for it. And like thankfully he did, you know, because he adds so much musically to the band, you know, and that was another progression point for us as well, you know. Not another completely mental stylistic change, but another ramp up having someone so good, you know, musically, you know, at the forefront of the tunes and stuff.
And even
you know?
his stage presence is great, because we tend to be pretty rigid and stuff, but like when you come in already. He's full of beans on the stage and all that. He's moving about. And, but it was great for us. So,
Brandishing that whistle.
It made us all like move about more and all that. Because I think you're probably looking at us thinking, "Guys, you need these old buggers to move."
He's a bit of a clumsy bastard though, so you do need to gaff all your stuff down, you know.
Literally,
He's wiped out a few things and just
literally, like Alec has gaffed his tape. We gaff Alec's guitar cable down all the time because I trip over it. I knock over his beer all the time.
you know unplug big Al's keys and that stuff.
Apparently, it's a sign of intelligence.
Stephen Hawking over there.
No, it's been great. It's like I said, it's the two pipes, a big sound, and they're both going together.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Visually, it's quite an impressive sight as well.
it wasn't the plan. It wasn't the plan.
It's like a happy accident that it's actually worked out to be like an advantage.
I'm just glad they still let me hang about because that's what I was getting my jewels.
He looks good in a kilt. You've got to keep the boy, you know.
I know.
Absolutely useless in music, man.
It's not true. He writes great tunes as well. He writes
Ticket sales are low and the beach photo comes out.
I know. The first time we did a Skerryvore gig, it was open live was my first one, and I was so excited for it. You know, I felt like the ticket on the stage, jumping about with the boys, like my idols. And walked off the stage, and there was a wee boy down the front, and he was like, Scott, come here. And I ran down to the barrier, running away, thinking he was asking for an autograph or something. He was like, Scott, can you go and get Martyn? And it was from the very first gig. I was like, all right, I know my place in this.
know your place.
Our version of that is people asking us to get Ewan.
Yeah, you and our fiddle player is.
Player,
Yeah, he's so. And that's the thing. I'm gonna go from you here because I think we're very blessed to work with such top tier traditional musicians. I think if we were in any other genre of music, to get like a world class cellist or a fantastic pianist, you know, I mean, this isn't so common. So being able to work alongside very, very talented traditional musicians, that these guys could go off, as you say, do their own thing, but they're I wouldn't say step down, but they come in and they play. You know, like we're very blessed to work with some really incredible musicians, and it is quite an experience for them to play along to our music. It's unbelievable, and I can't believe it. You know,
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just all about good people, isn't it? You know, like,
yeah.
Just if you're a good person in this, people just enjoy being around good people and having fun. Like,
Yeah.
it's not about how good you are at music or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And you guys are great.
I was about to say. Yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. So maybe moving on a little bit. I asked you before. We tend to ask our guests. We call it St Kilda Island Discs. You know the BBC format. Radio, was it Desert Island Discs? If you were to be stranded on St Kilda with one piece of music, what would it be? I'm not going to put you on the spot. If you can't think about it too quickly, we can move on. But is there anything that jumps to mind?
Is it like can we pick a whole album or just one song? Or
Well,
What's a disc? A disc
disc,
is an
yeah.
album, yeah.
disc, a whole album, yeah.
Now 56.
There was
The
a few
best of.
in the early days, like we were just all over the west coast of Scotland, like, doing how many miles every Friday, Saturday. Like there was some CDs that just get played non-stop, and they're like randomly, you know, you'd have like really trad stuff from like Blair Douglas, Fergie, and then you'd have a whole booklet of albums of the Eagles and
like
Steve Miller Band and like just loads of stuff. It's like I actually find I'll need to give it to you because something in the loft, like all those discs are still in it. Some belters. Though.
I think there's quite a few I could pick that you'd be like, oh, but I'd miss that. But like you can only pick one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be, unhappy if I could only listen to Court and Spark by Joni Mitchell. That's got enough stuff in it that I'd be like, I'm quite happy with that.
yeah.
It's not everything in it, like I love so many other genres of music than that. But if I had to pick, there's enough in that one to be like you'd have a good listen with all the stuff that's on it, Like so that would be something that I could live with, And I would say the Eagles are probably my favourite band, but I'm like I've listened to loads of that so much that I think I can recite that in my brain. I can listen to it right now in my brain. I think I've heard it, so I'll go with the Joni Mitchell one.
You've been tuned out for the last half hour, just like.
That's funny.
I think the older I'm getting, like I'm actually using music as a tool for like emotional reasons or just to get me in a certain mood or something. So my top 5 songs and top album for the last 2 years on Spotify has been an album by John Hopkins called Music for Psychedelic Therapy.
Oh, mine's is Immunity.
Oh,
I love
amazing
Immunity
album.
as well.
Amazing.
And
yeah.
Abandoned Window.
Abandoned Window, yeah,
yes.
the best track. So
we're getting
yeah.
along well.
But the
You
music
go to the
for
island together. You bring one, he'll bring the other one.
That's good. I think we'll bring the same one by accident at this point.
But yeah, it's just like I literally. Well, the reason it's my top played is because I put it on to fall asleep, and I like a nap, as the boys know. So I think that's why. But it's an amazing kind of like album that I use just to like chill out my mind when I'm coming in here in the studio or playing on stage. It's nice to just take yourself to another world for it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You're talking about that from an emotional point of view. We were talking to the McLean brothers about a similar thing, and obviously they're at the heightened end of their kind of emotions. But we were chatting to them, and Dan kind of put it to them that we would expect them to have like a gym playlist as their kind of main source of inspiration, but no, it was more of the emotional aspect. It was kind of, one of them was saying it was a Rura song, for example, so it's maybe transporting you, which is kind of what you've said as well. You know, they were probably thinking about home in the middle of the sea, and I would, you know, you said Blair Douglas, that would also take me home, and it's similar kind of aspect.
Yeah, totally.
I suppose it's what you use. Scott was right with this. Like, what do you use music for? And often it can be for an escape. It can be like, this just sounds very philosophical, but it can have a mirror on how you're feeling. You know, how you want something sad because you're sad, or you want to be put into another, you know, you want to feel happy, so you put something happy on. And Blair Douglas is great because in the school I went to, Blair Douglas would pop in.
Oh, brilliant.
Once in a while with his accordion. And so when I did my chanter lessons with Ian Rudy, Blair Douglas was teaching in another room, teaching the accordion. So I'm sure, I bet you wish you were in there.
Oh, aye. Well, he actually came and played our 10-year anniversary. We invited him up, and he come and done a track, wasn't we? Done the Decade in Oban, but it's amazing. Me and Dan, like, we kind of grew up, you know, listening to the Summer in the Sky album, and I think we could, at that point, probably play every tune off it, because you've listened to it that much, you know.
We did listen to it a lot in the car. We all really liked it, you know. And it's like, just the production and all that. Like, from me, not coming from the background of trad or whatever, hadn't heard like a whole massive Rolodex of everyone's different trad albums, but that was just like, seemed so like elevated in the production and stuff to me. I was like, you know, it's like a step above everybody else, the Blair Douglas stuff. I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it's class.
Can I ask, this is a very general question, but what inspires you? What inspires you to write your music and keep moving forward? What's the thing that keeps you driven?
I think just like the thing that keeps me driven is like that I always think I'm going to write this amazing song, you know. Like,
another amazing song.
It's just like, that was all right, but like there's bound to be like something much better that the whole world's going to love or something, you know. But and that you just like, you make like little movements, you know. It's like a very long period of time we've stepped up little by little. It's not like we were cast straight into the stratosphere really quickly, you know. So it's just trying to push yourself forward that little bit further every time, do something you think's better, something that's more meaningful or whatever. And the inspiration otherwise is just things that happen to you in your life, really. I think, you know, used to write a lot of happy songs, had some reasons to write sad songs over the last few years, and there's always going to be something to write about, you know. And that's a great sort of tool that music gives you as well, so that you can sort of like say things and see if other people are just like, yeah, I've had that happen to me or whatever, you know. Or,
I've been in a storm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You get it. I have taken someone's hand before. And went dancing. Oh. You get it, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, these songs have hit kind of like the cultural vein. Like, these are wedding songs, funeral songs. You can't really ask much more than that.
I think people know the songs and don't necessarily know who you are as well. Yeah. They'll know the songs and not know Skerryvore. They're that scale now. You know, they're huge.
I think there is a bit of that to some degree. Like, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Like, you've still got a lot of work to do, because they don't sometimes know what band is or whatever. But
I think that's. I agree. But I think you've also ascended to a point when people know these songs. People don't. There's so many songs that people know that don't know who sang it.
Yeah,
so,
I guess,
but obviously it'd be nice to get the accreditation of that.
No, it's a cool way to look at it, though.
Yeah.
there's probably 3 or 4 in the kind of scene we're in that have kind of ascended to that level. Maybe you guys could probably name more, but Take My Hand, Far Side of the World, maybe, and like some of the Runrig stuff, Loch Lomond.
Yeah. Probably Walking on the Waves.
Walking
on the Waves,
So
yeah.
there you go. 4. It's like there's 4 tunes that you could go out into wider Scotland, and you could be like, you could be stood beside them and be like, who's this? But they would know the song. So what's the new album sounding like then? What's the inspirations for this one?
It's quite I don't want to give too much away, but it's I think it's the best one we've ever done by quite a mile. I'm really, really enjoying it. We've got an external producer working with us for pretty much the first time, which has been very, very good and very interesting. And he's kind of pushed us into a whole new world of kind of going into ourselves more and going into what we are as a band. And all of it was recorded here, like live in this room all together, like going back to what just naturally comes out of us. So it was birthed in that, and a lot of amazing songs by Alec again. Yeah, and it's really emotional actually, to be honest. It's really, like we've spent a lot more time on the lyrics and the meaning of the album. It's got an amazing shape to the whole thing and a good story, and yeah, I'm really excited to put it out in the world.
Yeah. It's kind of like going back to the start, like I think the first couple of albums that we done it, the 4 of us all sitting in the room up in watercolour. So it's kind of like, you said it when we were starting this, it's like we're all going to be in this room together. So obviously you've been in here, it's an amazing studio.
Yeah, our favourite place.
Yeah,
so it's great being in here. And
that's definitely set the tone of it, like doing the whole live recording thing. Because you know yourself, it's like it is a different thing to like overdub lots. And there are still a lot of overdubs, but we started everyone with like this is what the whole base of it's going to be, and it'd be a very like all-encompassing live performance to then be a bass kind of thing. So that's like been a different tone, and it's given everyone a chance to just be a little bit more involved from the very start, rather than here's a big bass that you've not been part of, see if you can fire something over the top of that type thing. So it's slightly different in that sense, and it's probably, I mean, we are literally age-wise more mature now, but I think it's a bit of a more mature sound, bit more mature writing and stuff like that emotionally. So a lot of difficult subjects to write about, but hopefully something that people can relate to, and that our fans still hear what they like about us in it. You know, I think. Yeah.
Is there still going to be a mix of kind of like really new, like you've just described, but also with an element of the kind of older, perhaps more tune-based stuff, or are we kind of going for full?
No, it's always going to be that element, isn't it? Because even we were in, myself and Dan were in last week putting, as Scott says, like, putting the box bits in, and that kind of just changes. Probably as soon as you
Adds
hear bits,
to it.
Yeah. It makes it worse. Saying that when it's finished mixed, it might not be there anymore.
You've changed it.
The accordion fader.
I think as I said earlier, like we're using our instruments in ways I never thought.
Yeah.
Like generally, when I learn, like you're playing the tune and that's it. But we're kind of, you're learning to use it a different way and doing different stuff with it and things.
Yeah, for this album we've really focused on like the lyrics first, which a lot of the time we have done that obviously in the writing, but this time we're like trying to support all the music around that for the song, for the lyrics, act what the song really needs at that point, you know, and just kind of being tasteful around that. But we've really tried to like approach it in a way where we're not trying to iron out all the nuances, mistakes, bits of the music that you would normally try and edit and fix. We've kind of left a lot of that there, and it's kind of a reflection of where we're at as humans as well, you know, like all these things that have happened over the years does make us to where we are now. Yep. So why would we change that in our music either as well? So
it's not all edited or polished or redone to an nth degree. It's like that was a good take. It feels good. That's just staying, you know. Like, and
the end
it's still taking us absolutely ages.
I was going to say that's just like a long time to do. Yeah. You need quite a lot of space and time to have the freedom to do that.
Exactly.
Well, we've kind of done it in like most of the base of it is in 1 or 2 takes, though, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. But it's then nurturing that and massaging it for a long period of time after it.
We're putting a lot into each thing, you know. Whereas I think perhaps without, you know, Jamie being on sort of producer role, we might have just done our usual Skerryvore thing, you know, and went, we do that, then we do this. Do you think we should add that? Blah 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 blah. That's it, done. Whereas it's like there's always somebody else going, we should have a think about this as well, and we're like, all right, we never thought about that, you know. And it's like evolves even further and stuff like that. So yeah, it's taken a long time in a good way, like you can learn as you go from somebody else and stuff. But yeah, it's cool.
I'm very excited for this. This sounds like a really meaty, interesting album.
Hope so.
when it comes out.
Any
If it comes out.
If it comes out,
Nah.
plans on a release timeline? Or
At some point in next year, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know any time exactly yet, but some point in 2026. We're just itching to get it out now. Like I think we're all really excited about it and want to show it to the world. You know that way when you create music, all you want to do is just send it out there. So yeah, we're eager to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then we'll have the album launch night at the Hydro. Yeah, boys, we've taken a lot of your time here. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for
Thank
having us.
you.
In.
Thank you for
We've come
coming
into Scott's studio. Yeah, thanks for having us. Anything else you want to ask before we wrap up? Anything you want to promote?
No, just a pleasure chatting to you guys.
yeah,
Thank you very
brilliant.
much.
Yeah, good to see
Thanks
you.
for all you do for the scene as well. So.
Yeah.
Good luck with all your endeavours.
Thank you. And to you. Yeah. Cool.
Goodbye.
It says,
Bye. Thanks, boys. Sounds good.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.
well done.